Hey Fast Life fam, welcome back. 'Tis the season. It's officially fall. And whether you're experienced with alternate day fasting, you've recently got into it and you're still working on your ADF routine, or you're considering it and you're anything like me, you may be a little worried about the holidays approaching. Yes, we get to spend time with our family, but it's also a time where everyone around us, friends, family, coworkers, are all indulging in their favorite holiday treats. And you may be a little bit worried about how you can stay on track. And as a mom, I get it. I have two teenagers. They're always eating and they're already planning on which friends are going to come over for Halloween and what food should be on the menu. And of course, they still want to go trick-or-treating. I don't know about that, but sometimes you just have to let your kids be, and I don't want to deprive them, but I'm already thinking about how all of those temptations are going to be around me and thinking about ways that I can still stay on track while also not feeling deprived myself and not robbing my children and my family of that holiday fun. Personally, for me, I really struggle around this time because I love anything pumpkin spice. I'm talking about pumpkin spice lattes, pumpkin pie, pumpkin flavored muffins. Oh my God, don't even get me started on the muffins I used to eat at Starbucks, which I know myself, I'm not even going to look that way. So there's a lot of food temptations around us, but today I want to give you some real actionable steps that you can do this holiday season so that you don't feel deprived and you can enjoy the time in the holidays with your families and friends while also continuing on with your health journey and your alternate day fasting goals. If you're new to this channel, my name is Shelly. I'm an RN turned health and wellness coach, and I help people lose weight and get healthy with alternate day fasting. Check out the links in the description box if you would like to work one-on-one with me, or if you're just interested in connecting with other ADFers, you can join our private Facebook group and sign up for the weekly email newsletter. All right, let's get into those tips. So one of the major things you can do, which I personally do around this time of year, is plan your feast and fast days around holiday events. So whether that's a school party, a work party, your family throwing an event, or hey, maybe you're hosting, try to plan your feast days on a day that align with the party. So that way you're able to enjoy, you're not feeling like you're being a martyr because you're not eating, or a party pooper because you're fasting and sipping on water and tea while everyone else is eating. So try planning your feast days in alignment with the event or the time that you're spending with your family, so that even if you are eating whatever it may be, enjoying a holiday food or a dish that you love, because this time of year brings up a lot of just, for many of us, childhood memories and nostalgia. You're with your family who may bring over your favorite dish. You don't feel like you are not able to enjoy, because that can lead to you feeling like ADF is something that may not be right for you because you can't stick with it. When in reality, you just have to plan ahead and structure your feast days on a days that make sense for you, your lifestyle, and what you have going on. And then your fast days can be those rest days where you don't have any events. And so that way you've had your fun and now you're ready to jump right back in fasting. And also just remember, you can give yourself some flexibility. The holiday season is not forever. The party's not going to last forever. Maybe you ate something that you wouldn't typically eat, and you can take comfort in knowing that, all right, the next day I'm going to jump right back into fasting. So you can still stay consistent with ADF and enjoy the time with your family celebrating. Another huge one for me, in addition to planning ahead, is just enjoying some of the sweet fruits and squash and sweet potatoes and pumpkin flavors that I love, but I'm making them a little bit healthier. So for instance, I like to stick to a lower carb approach. I have just identified with my body that if I'm eating a lot of refined sugars and pastries and cookies, not only am I gaining weight, but I start to experience like inflammation, like I get achy. So what do I do instead? I am enjoying fall flavors like a small amount of apple. I love sweet potatoes. I love butternut squash, and I don't get those huge orange pumpkins unless it's around the Halloween time, but you can also roast those if you're okay with cutting them open and de-seeding them and popping it in the oven or breaking it down into smaller pieces. But my favorite is something called kombucha squash. I hope I'm saying that right. It's like a Japanese squash. It has that green skin on it, and I called it pumpkin. I would get pumpkin curry before when I would eat out at restaurants, but I really love that pumpkin or squash, and you can easily cut it up and roast it. So to get my cravings out of the way, I will have maybe like a half a cup or so of sweet potato roasted, and I sprinkle it with some extra virgin olive oil. Sometimes I do melted butter on top. That tastes delicious over the honey nut squash, which is another favorite that I want to tell you guys about. If you haven't had honey nut squash, it is out of this world. It looks like a little mini version of a butternut squash, and it's so cute and it's so sweet and delicious. So it has more of the consistency of like a sweet potato or a blend between the squash and sweet potato. Okay, I'm getting off on a squash tangent, but I just want to make the point that you can still enjoy these fall flavors and just make them maybe a little healthier for yourself. So I roast those up, roasted vegetables, roasted squash with cinnamon, nutmeg, butter. I'm telling you, it is delicious, and it really helps me to curb my sweet tooth craving. Or apples with cinnamon in a pan. I chop them up and put a little butter and some cinnamon, and then you can put that over something like a yogurt or Greek yogurt if you're following more of a high protein, low sugar approach. So you can still stay consistent with ADF, enjoy those fall flavors, and not feel deprived. Some other things I like to snack on are pumpkin seeds. So they're delicious, full of nutrients, vitamins, and full of magnesium. So I love that. Other things you can do, get up your chopped up veggies and hummus. So just enjoying a lot of the fall foods and fall flavors, while also making sure that you're fueling up on nutrient dense foods and you're feeling full. And that way you're not even really tempted by all of the cookies and the cakes and things around you. Also, one thing that I have done that helped me is I started looking at alternatives. Look, I'm not perfect. None of us are perfect. Sometimes you just want to enjoy a treat. And as long as it fits in with your whole approach, with your calories and whatever macronutrients that you usually eat for your body to continue to lose weight. And by default, with doing alternate day fasting, you're already not eating. So you're going to see the weight loss and the benefits. Personally, for me, when I do a lot of sugar, it makes ADF a lot more challenging the next day because my blood sugars are high, and when they dip, I'm getting hangry and feeling just really hungry. It makes fasting a lot more challenging. But if you can fit in your sweet treat and you feel okay with that and it works out, and then you're fasting the next day, you don't even have to feel guilty. Another big thing for me that I want to try out this time around, now that I'm a lot more conscious about what I'm putting in my body, and I don't want to do things that are going to make alternate day fasting a lot more challenging for me, is looking into alternative recipes. And there's a channel that I love. It's called Low Carb Love. She makes a lot of delicious recipes that are keto or low carb based. So if you follow more of a low carb approach, but you still want to enjoy your favorite foods and especially your favorite treats, you can try substitutes. So although I don't have a whole lot of it, occasionally around this season, I will like to bake something with maybe almond flour or coconut flour or a blend. And these allow me to enjoy pastries and things, but not eating the white flour and the sugar. So that's also an option for you. If you still want to have traditionally baked treats, try switching it up. Try almond, coconut flour, try the stevia or monk fruit or allulose, and you can check out that channel Low Carb Love, and I'm sure you can Google tons of keto or low carb dessert recipes, and you will be shocked. Many of these desserts taste the same or very, very close to, and sometimes even better, in my opinion. So you can still enjoy fall flavors and treats and still stay consistent with ADF. And a big one, a huge one, is set those boundaries for yourself. It's okay if you decide that, hey, it may be a holiday or it may be the holiday season, but if you are serious about your health and wellness goals and you know this day is the day for you to fast, no one can sway you from that. And you don't have to feel guilty because you are saying, no, I've decided I already ate enough on my feast day and I really want to fast today. You don't have to make a show of yourself, and it's not a personal offense to anyone because you are choosing to continue on with your fast because you know the goals that you want to achieve. So it's okay. Set those boundaries, and you don't have to feel bad about it. Whether it's a holiday or a party, you don't have to indulge if you don't want to, and that is your decision to make. One thing I like to do is I keep my water bottle near me. Even if family's coming over, I will have my warm ginger or a chai tea bag infusing. That makes me feel comforted, like I'm enjoying the flavors and sipping on my tea and my water. It keeps me full. You can put some lemon in there or cucumber in your water and enjoy that. So you can continue to set the boundaries, and you get to decide whether you want to indulge, and you get to set the tone for how you want to enjoy the holiday season. Because ultimately, just like with any event, the focus is on spending time with friends and families. The focus doesn't have to be on food. And a last one that I love to do during this season, I'm a big walker, but especially during this time, the leaves are turning colors. So I like to get out and walk before a meal or after a meal, and especially after. Move your body. So even if family comes over, to help you stay more consistent and keep burning those calories, and so that you don't feel bad after enjoying a treat or a delicious food that maybe a family member brought, or maybe you cooked it, you can invite your family out for a nice fall walk, and you can talk, burn some calories, and that way you still feel successful, like you're sticking with your health goals. You've indulged, but now you're moving your body and you're doing something that is moving you in the direction towards improved health. So you can just combine all these things, and you'll see that it helps you to stay a lot more consistent with ADF, and you feel like you enjoy the holiday season while still staying on track for yourself. So set yourself up for success, and social events are one of those things where sometimes you just gotta go. You just can't opt out of life because you're alternate day fasting, especially if you're a parent. You're very involved in your community. Maybe you have a church event. Maybe you have friends that want to have a gathering. So you can only say no so many times until you just you got to be present in your life, even when you're trying to lose weight and get healthy. So I know that social events can be a huge one. You have trigger foods around, and it's a kind of loose atmosphere where you just want to have fun. You can still enjoy, but the biggest thing is going to be setting yourself up for success. So how do you do that? Well, one way is eat before you go. You can enjoy your normal, healthy, nutritious food before the party. I like to fill up on proteins, fats, all my veggies, a little bit of fruit before I go out. If I know I'm going out to, say, my mom's house, and I know she's going to throw down, I'm not going to be rude. Of course, I'm going to taste some of her food, but I'm less likely to overeat if I have my food that I've prepped for myself, if I eat that first. So your proteins, your healthy fats, your veggies, and a sweet treat like fruit, fill up on that so that when you do go, you don't even feel deprived. You actually are full, so that you have a little bit of whatever it is. It may even be mom's pecan pie, who knows? But because you've already filled up, now you don't feel bad. You don't even feel compelled to eat a whole lot of it, but you can still taste and show your appreciation and your love and enjoy your family's food, but you don't overdo it and feel bad with yourself. And so that leads into another one. Enjoy the thing. Sometimes that's just what you have to do. You want it. And look, it's about long-term sustainability. And when you deprive yourself so much, ADF and whatever dietary approach or health plan that you are on is much more challenging to stick to when it's always about deprivation instead of figuring out how you can make it work for your lifestyle. So the big one is, if you fill up on the proteins, the healthy fats, the veggies, and some fruit before, or whatever your healthy meal that you have planned for yourself consists of, then when you do see that pumpkin pie, sweet potato pie, pecan pie, upside down cake, whatever your favorite holiday treat is, you are able to have a bite or two, have a small portion of it, and feel content and satisfied and not feel like you went over on your calories or macros. You can enjoy it because you've already done the things you've needed to do before even going to the event. And then if you couple that with a nice little walk afterwards or a stretch or something physical that makes you feel like you're burning a few calories, you can really enjoy the event and not feel guilty about it at all. And know that because you haven't fueled up on too much junk, you can jump right back into alternate day fasting the next day. You're not worried about your blood sugars crashing because you didn't overindulge, and you still feel successful and stay on track with ADF. Another one that I like to do is bring a healthy dish. Especially if you're having a gathering, you don't have to bring the cookies or the cakes or the pies. You can bring your favorite fall dish that can still align with your health goals and your calorie intake and the things that work for you. So I like to bring the roasted honey nut squash. We have some local farms out here and they sell them for a really great price. And I just cut them up, pull out their little bitty seeds. They're so easy to work with. And then I roast them up with some butter, cinnamon, nutmeg. I'm telling you, they look delicious and people enjoy them. And I still feel like I am sharing something that I will personally eat a part of. And so I can enjoy it and I'm not sitting back looking at everyone else eat. So bring your healthy treat that you like. It's roasted vegetables. Maybe if you like pumpkin, I love pumpkin, a pumpkin chia pudding. You can do a salad with seasonal fruit. Anything that you can think of that aligns with your goals, you can bring to the potluck. And sometimes I used to be guilty of thinking like, oh, no one wants that. Yes, they do. It's a potluck. I'm sure someone will try it, even if it's only your mom. And if you're a parent like me and you're worried that you're going to have all these temptations around with your kids who are going to be bringing in all the Halloween themed cupcakes and cookies and the candies, even if you choose to allow them to indulge, you don't have to have any of it. So a big thing is that you can have your children or you can put up the leftovers. So just because they're eating it doesn't mean you have to. If you know that it's a temptation and it's extra, let's say they bring a bag of candy, you can have them have their portion if that's what you allow, and then put the rest away or even throw it away. I know if it's there, here's a little candy here, you have one, and then that leads to eating a couple of pieces, and then that leads to the sugar craving. So you can still allow your kids to enjoy the holiday season without being so punishing, but you don't have to have the same things that they are having. And if you know it's a temptation, then get rid of the extra. Give it away, throw it away, put it away, out of sight, out of mind. So everyone's happy, enjoying the holidays, and you're still staying consistent with your health goals and staying on track with alternate day fasting. And on top of managing the temptation at home by getting rid of all that excess sweets and treats, you can also indulge by enjoying those non-food fall comforts. For me, I love candles, and they have so many just delicious, lovely smelling candles for fall. Of course, I mentioned pumpkin, so you know I'm getting one of those. Pumpkin, snickerdoodle. Now, if it's going to remind you of all the sweet treats, I don't know, maybe not. But for me, I don't mind it. I love the vanilla scent, the pumpkin scent. So I like to light candles at night. I like to take warm baths. So all these things make me feel like I'm in the festive fall season, but they don't involve food. And also a big one if you're a parent, especially if you have younger children, get them involved. You know, this is a health journey. Not only are we doing alternate day fasting, but along with that, we're forming those healthy habits and routines and getting those systems down for ourselves that are going to help us continue on this health journey and not only lose weight, but be able to do it sustainably and for the long term. So we're really developing the healthier habits, and those can be shared with your kids, especially if they're small, they're impressionable. Now, when you have teenagers, sure, you can get them involved. Like younger kids, it's even easier. They love helping out with the food prep. It can help you, season and toss the veggies, the pumpkins, the squash, whatever you are doing, they can really help you. So you feel like you're getting the time with your family and you're able to talk to them and just build those newer holiday traditions that are based on a healthy routine that don't involve indulging in cakes and cookies, because really to me, that's not what it's all about. It's about spending the time and making the memory with your kids and with your family. So you can make it fun for yourself. And I find that when it's fun, it's enjoyable, you're more likely to stick with it. And that way you feel like you're able to do alternate day fasting while also fueling up on your feast days with those healthy fall comforting flavors. And everyone in the family can be involved in that. And that will help you stay more consistent when everything in your life is in alignment. And I know as a mom personally, it's pretty hard to put your health first sometimes because we put everyone else first. But in this way, you don't feel like you're depriving your children from a moment of fun and family bonding, but you also are showing yourself love and care because you are setting your boundaries and you're sticking to those healthy habits, and you're inviting everyone in your family and your circle to also enjoy in that. Now let's jump into the emotional eating component, because I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the cooling weather. Maybe it's just the slowing down that usually comes along with fall as we're planning to take holidays later in the year. Or maybe it's that you are a busy professional, and I know around this time, and from personal experience, you're closing out a lot of projects. You are busy at work trying to cram everything in this physical year, and it can be a tough time of year as you really crunch to get things out of the way so that you can enjoy a vacation or your PTO off with your family. And that can lead to a lot of stress and consequently a lot of emotional eating. So some things that you can do is check in with yourself before you're tempted to grab for that treat. Actually take a few moments, maybe sip some water or your electrolytes, some tea, whatever your fall comfort drink is, or preferably non-sugary drink. Check in with yourself and say, am I really hungry or am I stressed? Am I tired? Keeping up with that self-care goes hand in hand with alternate day fasting. Also shift your perspective. Fasting isn't a punishment, it's you showing yourself care, taking care of your health, your body, protecting your energy, and giving your body a chance to heal. Also, connect with other like-minded people that are on the same journey. You can do it here. You can do it on our private Facebook group, or anyone in your immediate circle who you feel can understand your ADF journey and who can understand that you are going to enjoy the holiday season, but it may look a little bit different for you this year, that you may not be eating 2 and 3 slices of the pumpkin pie like you used to. That was me. I love the pumpkin cream pie from Nations. Oh my God. But now if I were to have a piece, I know it'd be sugary, but my family might ask to have one for the holiday season. So I'm already planning around that. And that's why I want to make my keto or low carb muffins with almond flour and stevia. But even if you do happen to have some, give yourself some grace. You can still incorporate that in moderation. As with everything, balance is key. And then you can still feel good about what you're doing and stay consistent with your alternate day fasting journey. So find your tribe and enjoy the holiday with these people who support you. Really quickly, a few ADF fall hacks that you can do is start your morning with a nice spicy cup of tea like ginger, chai. It's 0 calorie, it's warm, it's tasty, it meets those cravings, and it makes you feel like you are starting your morning off right by hydrating and you're enjoying those fall flavors. Also, if you're cooking, batch cook, meal prep. You can cook things like roasted veggie, hearty fall stews. All of these things can be cooked in advance, and they allow you to stay a lot more consistent because you know you have those delicious but healthy foods ready for you on your feast days. And lastly, track and celebrate your wins heading into this season, whether it's the scale moving or losing inches, having improved energy and mood naturally around this time of year as we lead into the holidays and a season of gratitude. I like to take a minute to reflect on the things that I have accomplished throughout the year with my weight, with my health, with my lifestyle. And that's not always going to be shown to you on a scale. So track those wins, no matter how small, how big, and celebrate them because they're going to keep you motivated and just I like to have gratitude for how far I have come this far, despite the challenges and years and years and years of struggling with losing weight and being able to successfully do it with ADF. So I like to look back and reflect and celebrate how far I've actually come. And I think that if you do the same, you'll recognize how far you've also come and that you don't have to be perfect, that you can still enjoy this season with your family, with your friends, and stay consistent with ADF and take pride that you have made so many accomplishments. So remember, plan ahead, make events work for you and your fast days, but also Have a little flexibility and grace. That is life. Not everything goes as planned, but that doesn't mean that you have to fall off ADF or give up this time around. And try swapping your cozy fall treats for healthier alternatives, or enjoying them in moderation on your feast days and fueling up with fats and proteins before. That way you can enjoy the treat without overindulging. And lastly, give yourself some grace this holiday season. It's okay to sometimes just relax and enjoy and be in the moment without obsessing over the weight or the health or what you're eating. You can still get right back on track, and you can still enjoy the flavors of fall with your family and your loved ones, and stay on track with ADF. All right, well, if you enjoyed the video, you found it helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and hit the notification bell and subscribe to join the Fast Life family. Check out the links in the description box to sign up for the email newsletter and join the private Facebook group. And until next time, Fast Life fam, I'll see you. Bye.